I'll be presenting two trials which look into the regional lymph node irradiation. This one is a phase 2 clinical trial of hypofractionated radiation in node positive breast cancer patient undergoing comprehensive irradiation.
Make it full screen, Dr. Neha. Make it full screen, Dr. Neha. Make it full screen.
Yeah, sorry. So hypofractionated radiation is safe and effective for whole breast radiation patient. Increasing data for comprehensive radiation without reconstruction is done in non-US population. So hypothesis of this trial was post-operative treatment with hypofractionated radiotherapy to the regionally draining lymphatics in addition to breast and chest wall will be safe and well tolerated, including those undergoing reconstruction. So there are many prospective data looking into hypofractionation to chest wall and axilla. The famous one are START A and START B, which has around 9 year to 10 years of follow-up. So if you look into the late normal tissue toxicity in the arm and the shoulder following lymphatic radiotherapy, the results of UK trial shows that at 5 years, 4.8% in hypofractionated arm versus 2.5% rate of lymphedema there in the conventional arm, which was not significant. Again, in START B trial, if we compare hypofractionation with conventional RT, there was 3.5% lymphedema rate in hypofractionation arm versus 0% in the START conventional arm, which was again not significant. If we look into the shoulder stiffness rate, it was around 7.9% in the hypofractionated arm versus 1.8% in the conventional arm, which was again not significant. Again, in START A and START B, they were the shoulder stiffness rate were not significant comparing hypofractionation with the conventional arm. So based on the START trials, the equity2 of 40 gray in 15 fraction is around 46 gray and 48 gray, assuming alpha by beta value of 3 gray and 1.5 gray respectively. So if the radiation oncologists are confident in prescribing 50 gray to contemporary lymphatic volumes, the START analysis presented here suggests that they can be equally confident in prescribing appropriately dosed hypofractionation. Again, UK national trial recommended that where indicated regional lymph node irradiation can be done by 40 gray in 15 fraction, that is hypofractionation. This study was a single arm phase 2 investigator initiated trial approved by Colorado IRB and monitored by University of Colorado. In this study, patient underwent breast surgery with involved regional lymph nodes treated with axillary dissection or sentinel lymph node biopsy. Patient either had neoadjuvant or adjuvant chemotherapy as indicated, and patient underwent adjuvant hypofractionated radiotherapy to chest wall or breast with or without expanders and regional lymphatics. Optional boost of 10 gray in 4 fraction to the tumor bed. So the primary endpoint was looking into the 6 binary toxicity outcomes with an estimated composite event rate of 40% at 1 year, which was based on the historical data for conventional RT. They looked into lymphedema rate, shoulder stiffness rate, symptomatic rib fracture, ischemic heart disease, pneumonitis, and brachial plexopathy in the patients. It was a non-inferiority design with 80% power was used for the sample size. 106 patient sample size was calculated. A binomial exact test with alpha of 0.05 was used to estimate the adverse event frequency, which was compared with the historical data for the conventional treatment. Additional pre-planned secondary outcome was analyzed for patient-reported outcomes and the disease-specific outcomes. Toxicities were reported at baseline, that is prior to RT, then at weekly visits, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. This is an example of a 38-year-old female with YPT1N1 disease. She received neoadjuvant chemotherapy followed by bilateral mastectomy with axillary dissection and with immediate expander placement. She underwent hypofractionated RT to breast, axilla, and supraclavicular lymph node. Automated dosimetry capture was done for every patient. So if we look into the preliminary result, the surgical approach, 58% patient underwent mastectomy versus 42% patient underwent lumpectomy. If we look into the axillary surgery rate, 55% patient underwent sentinel lymph node biopsy and 45% patient had axillary dissection. Looking into the reconstruction approach, 78% patient had expander to implant and 22% patient had autologous implant. All 38 patients completed the planned ipsilateral reconstruction. There was no expander lost in the hypofractionated radiation group. 8% of the patient required unplanned revision of the implant. Now, the definition of the primary endpoint, it looked into the 6 binary outcomes at 1 year, which was compared with the composite event rate of 40% for conventional arm. It looked into the lymphedema rate, which was defined as at least 10% increase in the limb arm circumference, which was measured at 15 centimeter above the medial epicondyle and 15 centimeter below the medial epicondyle at 6, 12, 30, 60 months.
Please try to little bit hurry up because we are also running short of time. You have one more abstract to present.
Okay, ma'am. Then they looked into shoulder stiffness, symptomatic rib fracture, ischemic heart disease, pneumonitis, and brachial plexopathy. So if we look into the preliminary result, 26% patient had any kind of toxicity, which was significantly lesser than the 40% rate which was reported in the conventional arm. If we further split, 22% patient had lymphedema, 2% patient had shoulder stiffness, and 3% patient had pneumonitis. 2 brachial plexopathy cases were reported in the Colorado Partner Hospital, which was resolved with symptomatic treatment. Now to summarize, 1 year composite toxicity endpoint rates are non-inferior to standard fractionation based on the predetermined limits. No implant loss or excision revision was noted, and this phase 2 clinical trial supports the safety of hypofractionated radiation for normal tissue, including in the breast reconstruction setting. Thank you.